Alright, welcome back, people. Had to quarrel with my coffee maker. In the end, I had to settle for instant. Which really sucks. Don't mind my prisoner. Right. Can't even to stop and chat. I'm in a sticky situation. No one in my gang is alive or around to help me out. Stop wasting the Fatebinder's time. He has better things to do than listen to some criminal's mewling. I'll be the judge of that. Tell me your problem, soldier. Thanks for hearing me out. The disfavored aren't keen on conversation. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. It's impossible to get a word in edgewise. She glares. Oh, it's a she. She glares at her captor. I always do that. It's not really apparent in a lot of these portraits. Let's see. Soldiers caught me outside a branch of the old walls. That is, I wasn't inside. I had struck my toe. I stuck my toe through the threshold, and I wasn't dancing with any bane. I have a healthy relationship with self-preservation. So then why were you arrested? You're only hearing one side of the story, okay, this is definitely a man. You're only hearing one side of the story, Fatebinder. Our scouts observed this wretch readying to enter the old walls. Her account is flawed. Her guilt is witnessed by multiple trustworthy northerners. Soldier makes a point of standing extra straight when he addresses you. I'm sorry, but readying to enter is the best you have, because I could just as easily argue that you're readying to get knifed between your shoulder blades, but it doesn't count for shit until I see blood or bronze. I didn't go into the old walls. Case closed. Alright, before I adjudicate on this matter, I need your mutual cooperation. If you ask me, this prisoner has already been tried and sentenced, but this little game... If this little game will silence her cater mewing... What? Cater... Is her... What is this word? Caterwauling? I don't know what that means. If you know, leave me a comment down below. Because, you know... I would like to know what the fuck that means, and how to pronounce it. Let's see, be my guest. I'll stand by your decision. It wouldn't land me any worse than this, right. What were you doing outside the old walls? My gang went inside, and as I tried to dull the disfavored claws 100 times over, I shouted myself raw trying to get them back out, but the gang was having none of it. Our leader discovered the breach and got himself excited over the chance of finding treasure. Try as I might, I could not talk him out of it. Soldier, can you speak to this defense? I wasn't there, of course, but I'm familiar with the arrest record. There was no gang, just a lone opportunist out to make her fortune by breaking Kairos' laws. The scouts could tell just by looking at her that she was headed to the breach. She's a fiery one. Put up quite a fight when they took her into custody. I have no reason to doubt the charges. So you had no interest in entering the old walls? Never. I grew up in the tiers. Even we know better than to go inside the old walls, if not because of Kairos' law, just because the things inside were like to eat us. Whatever you can find in the shadow of those ruins is not worth the risk, right? What was your gang doing inside the old walls? Causing trouble, looting. No less than what gangs do. Our boss was obsessed with holding his position, which is healthy when you're in the Scarlet Chorus. When he came to the conclusion that the old walls might have some powerful artifacts, he resolved himself to find one at all costs. Funny to see a guy so wrapped up in the survival trying to get himself killed. Yeah, that's a good observation there. Typical behavior of someone who isn't confident in their leadership makes for a nice self-fulfilling prophecy when their own gang takes them down. Right. See? She understands. Foxtrix bows the verse. Right. Any idea where your gang is now? I never saw them make it out of Old Walls. Either it did or they didn't. My money's in the latter. If they made it out, they aren't wasting their breath trying to find me, so fuck them. I like the attitude. If I had a mind to recruit, she would be my second or third, right. Did your gang cause the breach in the old walls? What? Are you kidding me? It would either take incredible force or incredible magic to bash through that ancient barrier. We had neither at our disposal. Either one of Kyros's edicts or some local mage caused the breach. Whatever ruling you make, don't pin that on me. I'm inclined to agree. Don't make the mistake of giving this one too much credit. Alright. I'm ready to make my judgment. Let's have it then. Right, let's see. If you were in the old walls, okay, I rule in your favor. Right, on second thought. Well, I think at the very least the evidence is insufficient to prove the charges. You're free to go. Okay. Shrewd, Fatebinder, very shrewd. I think you'll do just fine. Legal technicalities are my favorite kind. Go rejoin the war effort with a new gang recruit. Or start your own if you have a mind to. That's an order. Yes, ma'am. If we were gathering a force, I'd kill my way into your good graces. Pity I'd have to settle for less. This goes against my orders and my reason, but I cannot argue the ruling of Tunan's agent. I'll let you go. Try to stay out of trouble. I'll stay out of the old walls, but that's all I can promise. Oh, death from above. Verse unlocked a new ability. Alright, Fox Trick. Let's speak to her. Let's see, can we... No. I was wondering if she could tell us where that breach is, so we can investigate and see what happened to the rest of her gang. You know, make sure that they get the rightful desserts and whatnot. Alright, what do we have here? Osmia, you see a... I think that's a she, right? It looks like it. You must be the Fatebinder of Tunon, that his favored Iron Walker bows. Welcome to the Iron Hearth. I am sure that Graven Ash appreciates any help you can offer. Circumstances have a way of coming together so that the disfavored are always stretched thinner than we would like to be. What can I do for you? Are the disfavored so overworked? She rubs her palms together and frowns. We were trying to shoulder the brunt of this civil war without the strength of numbers. The Scarlet Chorus can throw 1,000 disposable bodies at an issue without a second thought, but we were forced to be a little more discriminating. We might be trained to deal with the stress of combat and all-night drills, but we're fatigued, even by the high standard we set for ourselves. She studies you in a cautious manner. Not that I need to burden an agent of the court with my misgivings. Once the war is over and the tears are properly subdued, I hope that Kairos dispatches some relief troops to support the occupation. We deserve a season of rest. The court is always receptive to the needs of soldiers. Your point is noted. That's very generous of you to say, Fatebinder. I'm grateful to know that someone is listening. A nervous smile brightens her expression. Where were you during the conquest? After the Edict of Storms hit, I spent some time among the ruins of Stalwart, digging out survivors from the Legion. Afraid I didn't find much. She glances up at Barak. You must have moved on by then, or else we would have assembled a team to excavate you. My prison moved with me. There is no reason to tarry. He bows his head respectfully. I still think about the brothers and sisters we left behind. Sometimes I can imagine that I hear their voices carry in the wind. I'll be on my way. Alright, we'll speak to this guy, Zephilos. Let's see. Even though you're not a fully fledged disfavored recruit, I've been authorized to grant you purchasing rights from our store. Within certain limits, of course. What would you like to offer? What limits are those? It's nothing personal, I assure you. Graven Ash wants control of our supplies without restricting access to his army's supporters like yourself. The finest arms and freshest provisions are reserved for the soldiers under his direct control, or command. I'm sure you understand. The Archon takes our protection very seriously. Understood. Well, Is an agent of the court not deserving enough? As the soldier hesitates. As Tunal's vassal, I'm sure you can afford certain luxuries that don't extend to us. Same goes for the disfavored. Arkanash recruited us from the Northern Empire, so we are subject to his favor. Such is his right. The quartermaster scratches the back of his head. This is a disgrace. I demand compensation. Well, no, I don't think so. Alright, let's see what you can offer. So, disfavored iron sword. Let's see, what are you using? Oh, you got the rending edge. So you're like way out there. Binding oath. One-handed and throwing. As martyr, healed nearby allies when defeated. Allied not self AoE. Alright. Superior. Oh, hold on. Let's have a look at this. +3 armor. Iron guard armor. Right. Minus crush armor. Plus slash and shock armor. Pierce and frost armor. Alright. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. It's the general armor that I care about, really. Which is an 8. No, it's a 3. Which is the same as what that this thing here is. And it's lightweight, so it has less recovery time. Oh, this is armor 5. What? This thing has an armor of 5. Oh yeah, this does have armor of 8. God damn it. Sigil of Stone, let's get that. And I think I want that armor. Let's see if we have anything we can sell to make up for that. We probably do. We got some broken stuff. Let's put this on the thing first. This is other, right? So it's not even supplies and stuff. Accessory, spire. Oh yeah, those are the books. Alright, let's sell this stuff here. There's some spear gauntlets. I think we can sell all the armor stuff. Sun Soldier, Javelin. Iron Heater Shield, I think we can sell. Yeah, I think we can sell all of this stuff, really. Like so. We'll sell these gems and whatnot. What is this? A house seal. Merchant House of Hand of Requel. Okay. Interesting. I think we'll keep the rest. Really. Because that's like, right, consumables. And that's it. Yeah. Bronze ingot. That's loot. We want that. Oh, and I can sell this thing here too, because I won't need it anymore. Boom. And we can equip that. Can also lore of a 50. Alright, hold on. Can lore 80. Alright, that's good enough. Let's have you learn this and that. Good. So we got a new core now, stone. Let's see, unsettled core. What, this is the approximate action. An aura, right. This is a damaging aura. Aura swirling rock around the target that continually deals crush damage to its enemies. That's kind of cool. You could throw that on Barrack, and it's like a swirling effect allied target, right? For 30 seconds. Can I add anything to it? No. Nah. Can't add anything to that. Oh well. Let's see what we can get here. This is Flesh 2 Stone. It can petrify someone. Spell is very inaccurate. Right. So I guess we would add in the accuracy sigil and still get -5. So let's not do that. Stone Spike. Draw a jagged spike from hard stone from the earth and send it flying towards a foe. Spike interrupts the target and deals pierce or crush damage, whichever is greater. Right. Range 8 meters. This is oh, it does have an area of effect. I can increase that. I could get increased ranged, increased damage, and accuracy. And let's see, can I add that? No. Strength. I think we'll do that then. 75 is pretty good. 85, there we go. Which do we remove? I suppose Rhyme Spike. But Rhyme Spike is better. Ah, fuck it. I don't think we'll use it at all. I do like this thing here though. That might be better than Rhyme Spike. Search of Glory. Actually, False Pit is not that great. Unravel Minds is pretty good. Let's overwrite False Pit. And let's see here. Okay, I can't get an illusion thing. Can I get a Might Aura? Guidance, Hit Precision, and Graze Precision. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And okay, what is this? Immunity to prone. That's cool. Prevents allies from being knocked prone. That's really cool, actually. But I don't know. Don't know yet. We got one new spell that seems useful, so that's something. But you know, I think I really like the spells we have going now. I think they work really well for us. Now I'm still waiting for the Control Life sigil. That would be good to get that any like soon. Anything here? No. That casket there looked suspiciously like someplace one would store jewelry. Oh, look at that. Whole bunch of people. Heavy leather. Let's compare this to... Oh yeah, that's better. Alright. You will get that, and you can have this. This is a light leather vest, which is worse than what you're currently wearing. Okay. Let's see here. These reports list all known Scarlet Chorus outposts and strongholds, as well as troop compositions. It is safe to assume that Graven Ash has his own eyes and ears on the ranks of his enemies. Oh, there is Graven Ash. Alright. I thought it would be inside. Well, let's speak to him. Hey, buddy. Fatebinder, it is good of you to report in. These days, it's difficult enough to judge friend from foe. I am pleased to recognize you as the former of the two. I see you brought voices of the rats spying horde on my doorstep. Lest you think me amused by your irresponsible conduct, know that I'm not. Verse is a useful ally. I need her on my side. At least until we get tired of each other. Don't worry, old man. I'm not going to drive a blade into your spine. While you're wearing a breastplate as thick as the old walls, anyway. Graven Ash glares at Verse and returns his severe expression back to you. His mouth is set to a disapproving line. He seems on the brink of saying more, but waves off the matter. Right. After what transpired at Vendrian's Well, the disfavored must hold fast to our allies. You are here because of your support at the siege. Don't mistake your confidence for devotion. The Scarlet Chorus would not have you. Well, Tunon is my master, and he stands above your petty squabbles. If he stood above them, then he could see well enough how the voices of Nerat has conspired against our forces since the beginning. No, this is all for all his claims of objectivity. I have my suspicions that your adjudicator is as compromised by this war as any of us. What is it you require? Right. We have a realm to conquer in the name of Kairos. What is our next move? Glory to the Overlord, he shouts. And his breastplates of the surrounding disfavored rattle with their salutes. With the voices of Nerat's betrayal of our cause, our mission to control this forsaken peninsula has become all the more dire. We had thought the Vendrian Guard were the final death rattle of this region's defiance. We were wrong. The Tears have risen up against Kairos, emboldened by their countrymen. And while the disfavored labor to maintain order, that serpent, the voices of Nerat, grows his army of lunatics and sellswords, preparing to lash out when we least suspect it. I can only imagine that the voices is driving his gangs mad with his plots. He plots to storm this fortress. There can be no peace while the voices of Nerat lives, and no order while no order while the Scarlet Chorus rampage across these lands. The elimination of chaos must be our first priority. Then we will have our time to govern the Tears as Kairos intended. Can I depend on your support against this scourge? Tell me more about the Tears uprising. Try not to bother myself with the details. These objectors will be dealt with and forgotten soon enough. I know of the Unbroken, a group of former stalwart miscreants that arose around the Blade Grave, arming themselves with a misguided sense of national pride. Beyond them, the dissident elements of this fallen realm interest me little. Alright, so what would you have me do? Our position of authority in the Blade Grave is far from secure. We need to establish ourselves in the region in order to cultivate our strength for the battle to come. As soon as I am confident in our chances, we will depart this realm and wipe the Chorus threat from the face of Territus. The Unbroken, former daughters and sons of Stalwart, vex our efforts to secure this region. The Edict of Storms offers them cover. They slip past our patrols in the light of day, hiding their movements behind clouds of dust and debris. Kairos cast this blight on the country to set an example, not to plague those of us loyal to the north. We must travel to Sentinel Stand and seek out Stratus Herodin. He is the last of the old stalwart bloodline who called themselves regents, right? Put him to the sword and end this edict once and for all. Who is Stratus Herodin? The last of an elder bloodline that ruled Stalwart and maintained his dignity. He is also a filthy coward. During the last battle of Stalwart, he crouched behind the walls of Sentinel Keep, and refused to meet our forces on the field of battle. I see. Why has no one killed Herodin yet? Because he persists in crouching behind the walls of Sentinel Stand. With the Edict of Storms raging around the Citadel, no one has been able to enter or exit since the last year of the conquest. No bird or missive left the Windfall either. The Edict is all the proof we have that Herodin still lives. I see. Tell me of the Edict of Storms. Kharas visited this plague upon the people of Stalwart to punish their leader's cowardice. We had thought that the edict would have been dispelled long ago, but to our dismay it endures. I think we cast this thing, actually. The rust of debris filling the air is a source of constant irritation. It hampers our ability to conduct this war on our terms. You should consider the subjugation of Stalwart and the ending of this edict tasks of equal importance. Thankfully, your goals are well matched. The persistence of the edict is tied to Herodin's bloodline. Kharas decreed that the storms will continue till the last of the regents is slain. Either the regent end to end the edict and return to me victorious. Consider him dead. Find the regent, kill him, and end the edict of storms, and staunch the seeping wound of rebellion once and for all. The downfall of the unbroken and the old regent will send a message throughout the tiers. Our rule is absolute, right? Our rule is absolute, and dissidents will not be tolerated. Consider it done. There is one final matter to discuss. My daughter went missing in the second year of the conquest. I have reason to believe that she is trapped in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. If you can find Amelia, bring her home to me. Okay. Tell me about Amelia. She has her father's stubborn persistence. She is an excellent fighter, though more brazen and eager to test herself on the field of battle. I have objected to this disposition in the past, but it seems integral to her being as the very breath she draws. Our relationship has endured its challenges. The last several years, I have been a better general to her than a father. Once the war is over, and she is restored to the Legion, I can hope that we find it in ourselves to know each other once more. I see. How do you know she's in Sentinel Stand? It is the location in all of Stalwart we cannot reach. Right, it is the one location in all of Stalwart we cannot reach. If her detachment of soldiers was taken captive, she would have been placed beyond my power, no doubt in the southern wretches to use for negotiation. His expression is twisted with distaste. And what makes you think she's still alive? We have traveled together through this fallen, corrupt land. You are no doubt aware of the aegis I extend to my troops. It is the boon I grant my northerners for loyal service and devotion to our shared cause. Let's hear about the aegis. Graven Ash, the Archon of War, is capable of shielding his soldiers from injury and fatigue. This protective influence exerts itself even from far away, or as he sleeps. If he sleeps, rumors disagree, right? Few understand how this arcane power works, but all have faced the disfavored in battle and will attest that Ash's soldiers can survive serious harm and shrug off the fatigue of starvation or long marches in heavy armor. When the disfavored are wounded, Ash's Aegis, as some refer to the Archon's unique power, appears to help the disfavored swiftly recuperate and return to battle. Cool. As my army feels my guardianship, I am keenly aware of them in turn, their concern, their pain. It is my burden to carry as their leader. Amelia is alive. I have awoken at night in cold sweats, my bile rising with violence. What torment she suffers at the hands of those stalwart animals is a mystery. I only want her restored to heal in the company of the Legion. Right. I'll find her. I'll ensure her safe return. That is all I ask. Amelia is but one soldier. Yet, if I had the forces to dispatch, I would make her retrieval my highest priority. She is a commander of the highest renown, and a paragon of northern values. Fatebinder, I offer my support on this mission. The Blade Grave is a place of memory. I have many cohorts buried among the ruins, and no small part of myself as well. Could you elaborate? The matter is a sensitive one, but I fear to speak it in the company of the great general, though he doubtless knows already. Beric attempts to stand tall before Graven Ash. Speak on, son of Barconian. Nothing I've seen you accomplish in the field has diminished you in my eyes. Right. And I know my soldiers as well as I know myself. Ashes nods in your approval. I lost countrymen by the hundreds the day of the Stalwart campaign, and for my troubles I became fused in this armor. The Blade Grave is the last place I ever felt human. That is all I wish to say about it now. The last battle of Stalwart was a terrible time. Perhaps most all of us who survived. Most of all for you. What? Let me try that sentence again. Let's see. The last battle of Stalwart was a terrible time. Perhaps most of all for you who survived. Alright, perhaps most of all, comma, for you who survived. Right, I see. I mourn those we lost, recite their names often during the morning drills. We cannot restore their broken bodies to the north, but we can remember who they are. Is that all? Your manner has changed. I don't know what that means, or where that's coming from, but it's a lore thing. I think we'll choose it. Beric stands straighter. For a moment, you can't tell if he's going to lash out or crumble into himself. You are prepared for anything. After a long pause, his shoulders sag the slightest bit. My cohort marched on Sentinel Stand to complete a mission. We failed. The walls of the deep defied us. Walls of the keep, god damn it, defied us, and the last regent of Stalwart refused to meet us in battle. The coming of Kairos' edict cut us off from our objective. Because of this, the Blade Grave is also a place of regret. I see. Alright. You have much invested in this mission. Of course you can accompany. Well, who else would I pick? I appreciate that, Fatebinder. Graven Ash is attentive and understanding to each of his troops, and it pleases me to see his example in you. And in you, Armored One. Never forget that I found you at the mere germination of your potential, and you have accomplished much in the ensuing years. Thank you, General. Though it is impossible to tell through his helmet, you assume that Beric is blushing. Your map is already marked with the position of Sentinel Stand. It would make me 100 lifetimes. It would take me 100 lifetimes to forget those old walls. Or the day the edict shattered our advance. Let us be off then. Yeah, I think I'm at my limit of being able to actually read coherently.
Can't do that.
So I think we'll end the episode here. I believe we're at approximately half an hour, maybe a little bit less. Let's continue on a little bit earlier. A little bit more, I should say. A little more. We'll continue on a little more. Let's see here. Right, that's Sentinel Stand. Where is, that's Haven. That's Cato Village. Well, I suppose we want to take care of that first. Let's go there. I forget exactly. Oh, ambush. Group of mercenaries, members of the Bronze Brotherhood, are blocking the road to Lethian's Crossing. Well, we don't want to go there anyway. Guess we have to go through.
Sorry, I can't.
Alright. So let's see what is going on here then. There's Welby.
Can't do that.
Here we have light leather boots and lesser sigil of cyclical energies. Magical accent which slightly reduces a spell's cooldown. Ah, okay, cool. Cyclical energies, I think you pronounce that. Let's speak to Welby. A tall woman stands here, surveying the area from a small overlook. She glances at you and immediately goes back to watching her surroundings. Welcome to Ironhall Trail, Fatebinder of Tunon. She salutes you. My name is Welby, first axe of the Bronze Brotherhood. Though I am not, as a title, not sure that titles matters anymore. She pauses to gather her thoughts, then opens her mouth to continue. Instead, she exhales slowly and shakes her head. Never mind, you needn't be burdened with my problems. While I appreciate coming to me before speaking to Ray Tommen, you will need to be careful. He has of late been acting out of sorts, and any perceived slight can become a problem for the one who offends him. Choose your words with him carefully. What can I help you with? How could talking to you offend Ray Tommen? You chose to speak to the first axe before speaking to the actual first brother, the bodyguard before the leader. How could this mean anything but collusion and treason? I know I speak out of turn, but I only wish to warn you, tread lightly around Ray Tommen. What does it mean to be First Axe? I wish I knew, Fatebinder. The First Axe protects and consults with the First Brother. I'm supposed to be Ray Tommen's advisor, confidant and guard. Lately his behavior has become erratic. He's acting paranoid, manic, and distrustful. My duty as First Axe is to protect the First Brother. I am also sworn to protect the Brotherhood, and if that means the removal of Ray Tommen, so be it. He has many supporters in Lethian's Crossing. He has too many supporters in Lethian's Crossing right now to speak out against him, I say. How would you run to... What do you think happened to him, actually? Yeah, let's ask that. What do you think has happened to Ray Tommen? Honestly, I couldn't speak to the cause. The stress of leadership, the battles with Kairos' forces, his night in the Old Walls. Shelby shrugs. Does it matter? He has been in the Old Walls. His behavior is endangering the Brotherhood, and he must be stopped before we are destroyed. I fear people will be hurt far more. By far more than a simple toll. She points south. He is over there, searching corpses, looking for information I know he's not going to find. He ambushed a patrol. He's going to anger the Archon. And for what? His pride. How would you run the Brotherhood? I wouldn't waste my time and resources on petty vendettas. That much I can tell you. I like battle, and I like rings. And with the Brotherhood, I used to get both regularly. Now all we have is fear, suspicion, and blood. I want the disciplined regiment back, and I intend to have it. While I may agree that we were treated unjustly, Ray Thomas' methods for obtaining restitution are despicable. True. Acting like a child when you don't get what you want is not the behavior of a leader. Except in this case, the child is in control and incapable of laying waste to his home. Of an army capable of laying waste to his home. Jesus. So he's from here and he's gonna lay waste to it? Alright, tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood then. I think I ought to know more. But this sounds like something Roland might want to adjudicate on. Welby laughs a little. We're mercenaries, plain and simple. I'm not going to pretend like it's anything more. While it's true that we have, in recent years, been a little more stationary than your typical crew, it doesn't change the fact that our services can be purchased if the price is right. The voices made an offer to assure our cooperations, and we took it. If I had known Kairos would try to have us thrown out of our own home afterward, well, I probably would have still taken the rings, but I would have been a little more prepared for the inevitable conflict. Reed Tommen will try to sell you on our long, noble traditions like we're some kind of altruistic saints who can do no wrong. But that story is as old and smelly as Grandma Beastman's tail hairs. Oh, nice. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna take a job that doesn't seem right to me. But a ring's a ring, and I go where the money leads me. One point Ray Tommen and I will agree on is this. We did a job for Kairos, but we were not treated fairly. The Brotherhood is strong, and we have the numbers. We might fight to the last man. I just don't agree with Ray Tommen's methods. That is all for now. By your leave, Fatebinder, and be careful. Okay. Alright. I think we'll leave the episode here. Yeah, we'll leave off here, then we'll see if we can solve this conundrum next time. Only because it's on our way, though. I would have really liked to have just gone and... oh yeah, that's that thing. Hold on. Armor? Oh, I don't have that. Never mind. There's that recovery. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't modify our restoration thing. Of course not. See map? Yeah. So I'm here at Ironhall Trail. It's a shame. We want to go to Credo Village. I don't remember exactly what we need to do there, but I can check the thing here to find out. Right. Two Lethians Crossing. Primary. Biography. Quests. Hide completed. Well, what can I... Didn't I get a quest to, Oh, here it is this. Scarlet Chorus Troublemaker, Mouth Breeder, Nefcio, has spent the last year targeting disfavored supply depots. That's right. That's right. We need to, right before he escapes. So maybe it's a timed quest. I think we want to prioritize that then. Oh. Okay, well, I'm gonna need to take a break. I don't know if I'll be able to record more episodes today. I just don't have the energy. I've been sick the whole weekend. And so, you know. But I'll try to maintain the current pace of having one episode a day for you guys, so... Yeah, just thought I'd mention it. Ooh, we even got cool new armor. Look at that. Looking badass. Okay. So, thank you for watching, and see you next time. So long.